Hello, I'm Jason Statham, and not at all Mike doing his horrible impressions as usual. The following podcast contains spoilers for the transporter. You have been warned.
Bloody hell, how did we ever get through that? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of KFR News Radio. This is your host, Glen, Button, along with your host, Jason Statham.
Jason Statham. Please don't kill me, Mr. Statham.
He could. He's at the ripe age of too good to be true.
Yes, I'm a fan. I'm just horrible at impressions, and I kind of have leaned into the fact that I'm horrible at impressions at this point.
He was born at 67. Holy shit, he's coming up.
He's a man who is of a certain age that would make Kevin Hart go, damn. I meant damn.
No, I said damn. No, you said damn.
Yeah. Anyway, how you doing, Glenn?
I'm not bad. It's a little toasty in this room right now, but I'm absolutely vibing. We did just come up off of a sweet loss at the Super Bowl, so that's kind of a vibe on its own of sadness.
Yeah, good game overall, except for the last 2 minutes, which was just bullshit. It wasn't bullshit, but it was bullshit at the same time.
Yeah.
It was like an exciting game that ended very boring.
Yeah, and it was like all this climactic shit, and then just didn't get a chance to do some crazy shit.
Yeah, didn't that for people who watch it, as an Eagles fan, I admit Bradbury was holding him. I think it's a little soft to call that in the Super Bowl, but it is a hold, so I'm not like...
He even went to admit it himself, so...
I'm not angry at the ref, I just wish it ended differently. Not even in like an Eagles win, more or less. It just would have been really exciting.
I think we definitely still would have lost, but still, it would have been nice not to...
The Chiefs are a great team. I don't mind losing to them. It's great. I hope Jason Kelce doesn't retire, but we'll see. But, this is not a sports podcast as much as we talk about Philly sports. This is a movie podcast. Glenjamin Button, what movies? I know you've watched more than two movies this week.
I did. I said to you last week, I said, Mike, don't worry. I'll double down on the movies. And you told me to just watch one. I said, no, I'll double down. Yeah. Well, fucking joke's on you, my guy. I tripled down.
Triple downed me.
And then, of course, the movie itself. But you've been yelling at me like a good bastard you are to watch the movies from last year that are up for the best pictures in their own categories.
Yes.
So I did start off with Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Fantastic.
I figured if I am going to start off this list, I want to watch a movie that I know is going to be fantastic, and dear God, it was.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do this shit, the stop motion, man.
It's the closest thing to magic to me, just because like the small amount you have to move something for it to be smooth and not jittery. It's these people are witches is essentially
the tiniest frame. If you fuck it up in a scene, could cost you days, and that blows my mind. Just with that alone. This was so well done, so well crafted as far as everything goes. And just the story was genuinely just really good. It's not some Disney-fied version of Pinocchio. I don't know. How close was it to the original story? Do you know?
I mean, the original one doesn't take place in Mussolini's Italy.
Bullshit. God damn it. I take everything back.
The original, I think, takes place in the late 1800s or early 1900s. This took place in the 1940s or late 1930s. But like it's got the same heart as the original. Yeah. It's not like the Disney one where it's like super glitzy and glamoury and all that. Even the I mean, I haven't read the book. I've just read like the synopsis of the book, but like in the one that the Disney version gets right that this one doesn't is that he actually does turn into a donkey in the book. Yeah. But I personally like where this went better.
I think so too.
Like where with him getting like enlisted into the army and everything, and
it was a more grounded way to go about that part.
Exactly. Yeah. even though they still got stuck in the whale. But like that was still a fantastic part. The whole movie's fantastic. If you haven't seen Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, you got to check it out.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. So that was a nice kickoff to this little series that I went through.
There's a list of 20 movies you have to watch.
Yeah. This was all in one day too, so people back off a little bit. After that, I watched My Father's Dragon, which didn't really have much expectations, but you had talked about it a little bit. Are these the same people who made Breadwinner?
Breadwinner, Wolfwalkers, and Song of the Sea.
Such a good studio, man.
Yeah. Cartoon Saloon, they're fantastic.
Yeah, they're so good. I don't think this tops up above Wolfwalkers.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's still like goddamn is a masterpiece. What took me out of it, honestly, was Gatan, or however you actually say his name.
Gayton.
Gatan. Gayton. I think he took me out of it a little bit. Not that he was bad. I want to preface
his voice
that.
is too familiar.
It's way too familiar.
It's Dustin from Stranger Things, or is that his name, Dustin?
It's Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin from Stranger Things. So it just sounds like Dustin from Stranger Things the whole time.
Yep.
Not his fault. He sounds like he sounds. So,
but for the most part, I thought it was good. I really liked like the first 15 minutes when it was just him and his mom.
Yeah.
Elmer and his mom. I really liked that part, and then it kind of gets into like the fantasy version of the movie, which I still thought was good, but I just really enjoyed that first 15 minutes for some reason. It was just so good, and like the mom character was just so like damn near not flawless, but like as that character, she was just so well made. Just like as a single mother trying to get a kid to get to like living conditions and stuff, and she's just getting frustrated. I'm like, I feel that so hard. I'm not even a single mother. Holy shit. But I thought it was really good, and gave it a nice 3.5 out of 5.
There you go.
After that, I took a little break, and then kind of started this movie, and then the Super Bowl happened, and then I finished it after. But I watched Turning Red, which had gotten a lot of controversy when this movie came out.
For the dumbest reason.
For the very dumbest reasons. There was a lot going on with it. I think the major one was that it's a movie about basically a girl getting her period, but it's not really that, but it is at the same time.
It's only that if you want to talk to your kids about it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to talk to your kids about it, that's fine, but you're also stupid and gross because it's a normal thing that happens. Like, what's the big deal here?
So I had honestly no interest in seeing this movie.
Yeah.
I didn't need to. I mean, I still haven't even watched Encanto and a couple other like Pixar movies have just been kind of dropping off in entertainment for me.
Yeah.
And
Encanto's not Pixar.
I'm a piece of shit.
But
Let's get that straight.
It is Disney. It's They're both Disney Studios, Disney Animation.
Disney
and
Studio
Pixar.
movies are kind of like just I've been pumped out.
Yeah.
And I mean this is one of them. I'm not the demographic for this movie either. So believe it or not, yeah. I thought it was a fun little movie, cute. But ultimately I just was like, yeah, this is a good watch. It was like a better version, or not a better version, but it was slightly better than Luca. Luca was so boring, like it went nowhere. Yeah. This at least it went somewhere,
and it was fun too.
And it was fun, but like I didn't have the biggest time with it. But what drove me nuts is like the mom's panda in this. Spoiler, sorry. The mom's panda in this, and her fucking hair is still attached to the panda. Yeah. I was like, what the?
She got like a perfect.
She's
I
got
don't know
like
what you
nice,
would call that.
Nice little swoosh and everything. I'm like, she couldn't just like give her a characteristic that still looked like the mom, but not the hairdo.
Yeah.
I don't know, that was just a nitpick. But of course, that was the last movie I watched besides The Transporter, and we'll get to a couple more this week, but that's not what we're talking about. Mike,
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you,
watch? Thank you. I needed that.
I watched 9 movies total, I believe.
Dang.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. The first one was Arsenic and Old Lace. Anna Kendrick was on Hot Ones. and she mentioned this movie when she was asked about like what old movie she likes. She says this is her favorite movie. And it had been on my list for a while, but hearing her talk about it made me want to watch it sooner rather than later. So I put it on my Netflix queue, my Netflix DVD queue. It's not on streaming, and it came in the mail. Watched it. Really, really funny dark comedy about this man who gets married, and he goes to tell his aunts that he got married. His aunts are like these old rich ladies, and he finds out that they have been killing like homeless men. Because they're rich and out of touch, they think it's doing them a service because they're old and lonely and homeless. So they don't feel any guilt about it. So it's just essentially him trying to hide the fact that his aunts have killed a bunch of people. And then his brother comes back, and his brother is a legitimate like actual killer. So it's just like the conflict with that. It's really funny.
Just a whole lot of family frenzies going on. Huh?
Yeah, Peter Lorre is in it. He's really good. You know Peter Lorre from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, a bunch of others, Maltese Falcon, stuff like that. But yeah, I really liked Arsenic and Old Lace. Then I had my mom watch my boy, my baby child, so I could just have a little movie day to myself. And I went and watched Puss in Boots: The Last Wish because when I took my kid to watch it, when I took my boy to see it, he made me leave the theater for half or a third of it. So I wanted to rewatch the whole thing. Fantastic movie. Really good. Glad I went and rewatched it. I think, maybe for your sake, it won't be nominated for a Stony, but it probably should be nominated for a Stony.
I still want to take my nephew to see it. Yeah, but I'm running out of time.
Yeah, if you can, I would recommend it. But if you do, maybe the Academy will nominate it. If you don't, whatever.
They change their minds from time to time. Who knows?
Yeah, they do. And then I watched the movie Living, which with Bill Nighy. Bill Nighy is nominated for Best Actor for the Oscars, and then it's also nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. I didn't know it was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, but then in the credits it said, based on Ikiru by Akira Kurosawa.
Oh.
And I was like, holy shit, I've seen that movie. I love that movie. And then this came on, and I was like, holy shit, this is how American or English language remakes of international films should be done. Because it is like beat for beat the same, just changing little things to match the culture of England rather than Japan.
Yeah.
And it's really good, really fantastic, well done English adaptation of a classic Japanese film. I can't recommend it enough. Highly suggest people see it. Even if you've seen Ikiru, you should check it out. If you haven't seen Ikiru, you should watch Ikiru, because it's fantastic. Even the title Ikiru means to live, and this is called Living. So that's just
it's kind of on the ball there, aren't they?
Yeah, it goes to show you how close of an adaptation they did, which was I really appreciated. Then I watched Matinee with John Goodman. It is a movie that takes place like the same time that the Bay of Pigs thing is happening in the 60s. Bay of Pigs, of course, is when like atomic relations with Russia were on so much edge that people thought we were going to be bombed yesterday. Everyone just was assuming we were going to get bombed at some point. And John Goodman plays a filmmaker who is desperate to get people to see his movie with this like kind of new 4DX kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of just a comedy. It's a dark comedy, obviously, because it has to do with, the Cold War and everything.
When did that come out?
But that came out in 93. So yeah, it's pretty old. But I really enjoyed it. It kind of pays homage to what makes going to the movie theater so great. Yeah. And it's really funny. And also the Cold War element of it was really good too. So I do recommend that to people if they want to see it. Then I watched, because we're probably going to watch it this week and might have a review by the time this episode comes out, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I watched that because I hadn't seen it. And Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Quantum Mania or whatever it's called comes out. So, wanted to watch that. I'm not that crazy about it. I thought it was fine. It's okay.
It's okay movie, that's for sure.
Paul Rudd's funny as usual, but
He's just the best sometimes.
yeah, so is Michael Pena. Michael Pena is like my favorite part of these movies. But yeah, there's that. Then I watched Transporter. We'll get into that in a minute. Then Caitlin and I continuing our trek through the best picture nominations. We watched Top Gun Maverick. That was the 4th time I had seen it. Solid movie for what it is. I don't know if I would have... With how many best picture nominations they have, it opens a lot of doors for like blockbusters to get nominated, which is a good thing. Because then it gets people who aren't as into film to, have something to root for, even though it probably won't win. So out of all the blockbusters, it's probably the most deserving of it. But, if we're talking, I think there are other movies that deserved it more. But it's still a solid film.
Regardless, yeah.
Then I watched Till, which is the movie about Mammy Till and Emmett Till, the 14-year-old boy who was lynched in the 50s, 1955, I think it was. And the aftermath, and his mom going to, be starting to advocate for certain bills to make lynching a federal crime, which not surprisingly, really, took a very long time to get passed. I think it just passed in 2022, so that just goes to show you how fucking ridiculously long.
Holy shit!
Something as lynching becoming a federal crime took. Like that's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I hate this country.
Did you guys watch that together? Or was that just
I watched it by myself.
Okay.
Watched it after the Super Bowl to cheer me up.
Yeah, to cheer you up, huh?
No. I that was a joke. It's a distasteful joke. I understand that. But I was just thinking about it because I was really bummed after the Super Bowl. And then I watched this because I like watching movies. Watching movies cheers me up no matter how sad the movie is. Mm-hmm. So the movie didn't cheer me up, but the act of watching a movie did.
Love it.
But yeah, it's a really good film. Makes you hate the state of Mississippi, although I'm sure it
kind of does that for itself.
Yeah, it's possibly better now. I don't know. Still one of the worst when it comes to racism, but there you have it. Then me and my boy, my child, today we watched Cars 2 because I had not seen it and he had not seen it, and it is not good, but he liked it, so that's all that matters.
I heard that one was not great at all. I didn't watch it.
The first one wasn't really that good. It's the easiest to sell toys for, so they keep making sequels for it. But that's all I watched.
Don't even think I completely watched the first one.
Yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. That's all I watched. Let's get into The Transporter.
Frank Martin is the best in the business.
75,000. Half now, half on delivery.
He never made a mistake until today.
What kind of state am I in?
Deep trouble.
You know what to do. Quiet. Come on, go! Why'd you try to kill me? You broke the rules. You opened the package.
Frank Martin, who transports packages for unknown clients, is asked to move a package that soon begins moving, and complications arise.
Yes, directed by Louis Leterrier and Corey Young, written by Luc Besson and Robert Mark Kamen. It is starring Jason Statham, Shu Qi, I think it's Shu Qi, Matt Schulz, Francois Berlion, Rick Young, Doug Rand, Vincent Nemeth, and
a lot of bodyguards.
A lot of bodyguards.
Or gang members.
This, of course, came up in Streaming Roulette. Glenn said he had watched it thousands of times as a child or a teenager. So, Glenn, just to start off, did it live up to your memories?
Yeah, I mean, what's 1,001 times? It's got to. It's just... What a time to be alive back then.
Yeah.
But this guy just kicking people in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get into too much. I want to hear what you got to think about it before I go crazy. But
sure.
Yeah, this movie's a staple of my teenager-isms, and Jason Statham was a big role model for a long time. Just with this series, this is like the like staple that put him on the map for me. I mean, this is like one of his first big movies.
I think it put him on the map for a lot of people.
But he was in Snatch before this, and then this came out, and then it was just, this dude's an action star.
Yeah, definitely. He is like one of the best action stars there is too. But going into this, I had no expectations other than it being kind of like a mindless action movie, which lived up to that hype. The opening specifically was reminiscent of Baby Driver. Of course, Baby Driver came out well after this.
Yeah.
But with him being a driver and just waiting for people to rob or for the people he's gonna pick up, and then it had a very Baby Driver like chase.
Yeah, not necessarily as fun, but cool to watch.
Yeah, and this movie, for the most part, especially in the beginning, was very interesting. I had a lot of fun with it in the beginning, but then as it went on, it just kind of got more and more boring, in my opinion, as time went on. I found myself checking the time a lot. I got less and less interested pretty much once he was, we said spoilers already, once he was kind of caught by the bad guys, I just stopped caring. It just kind of became a little too ridiculous for me. Not even that. It wasn't that ridiculous. It just kind of became formulaic in a way.
Yeah.
And where I kind of could tell what was going to happen. But it's a fun action movie for the most part. I was a little disappointed by it for this kind of movie. As much as this put Jason Statham on the map, I feel like this is his least Jason Statham-like role. Because a lot of his more modern roles, it feels like it's just him. This felt like there was some semblance of a character, with him being unflappable in his rules at first. Of course, that changes a bit. But when he sees like the package moving, he kind of just pushes it aside, doesn't really help. And when he does help, it's only because he is kind of annoyed more than anything.
It definitely doesn't help that immediately, like after his first job, there's no in-between jobs. It's just, I'm doing this job, these are my rules, and absolutely not for people, I'm not looking at packages, nothing like that. And then the job right after that, he opens the package. So you're like, all right, this guy's not really about his rules or anything like that.
It didn't establish that he was a rules guy very well.
Like, he's super professional in the way he looks and everything drives, and then, like, that's what it opens up. Like, the opening scene is just super professional, everything, and then the next job he takes, he opens the package. It's like, there's a good reason he opened the package, but it's like, clearly you're not very professional as far as that goes.
Yeah, and it does make it more interesting that he doesn't immediately do the right thing. Mm-hmm. He's kind of forced to do the right thing. He even goes so far as to delivering this woman who, as far as he knows, is going to become a sex slave. If you go to the worst case scenario, they don't really hit. But if you see a woman tied up in a trunk being delivered to someone, worst idea comes to mind. Yep. And the only time that he starts to do the right thing is when the guy that he delivered her to tries to blow him up. And
then he goes for vengeance, and he's like, well, now I have to do the right thing, but it's really for me.
Yeah. And even then he doesn't do the right thing because the only reason he takes her is she's in the backseat of the car that he steals.
Yeah, that's right.
And then after he tries to abandon her, he kind of gets a conscience then. So it takes a long time for him to do the right thing, but he eventually does do it. But it takes a lot of arm twisting for that to happen. Mm-hmm. But this had in the beginning especially had a lot of funny moments, like when Shang-Chi tried to run away and then Shuki, and they come back and there's the police there. He just yeets her, like he's carrying her over his shoulders. He just yeets her at him. That was funny. And then when he finally delivers her to the bad guy, the big bad, in Luxembourg, they're in Luxembourg, and he asks, "Are you a foreigner?" Like, you're both foreigners if you're in Luxembourg. Like,
you just never know, though.
You never know.
You gotta ask.
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically a foreigner could ask someone if they're also a foreigner. It's just the way he said it made it seem like he owned that country, which worked for his character. Mm-hmm. But it was filled with a lot of fun things, like the yeeting of Shuki, and then also ringing the doorbell just to jump kick through it.
Yeah.
So it had a lot of fun moments like that, but as it went on, they became less and less so. And towards the end, I was just kind of getting bored. The fight scenes were poorly edited for the most part, in my opinion. Granted, we're spoiled now for action movies.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if I could really compare a 2002 action film to a modern one. But
to be honest, I don't know. I don't remember if the edits of the fights get any better. I think they do get that. There are cool fights, but I don't know if they get edited any better
in the sequels.
Yeah, because I mean, you know how America likes doing like fast cuts and everything, and so it's been a while since I watched all of these movies, so I have no idea. I remember the third one not really being like the first two, but yeah. But I don't know. I could see it. I could see it. You know what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's in my head.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this movie reeked of the early 2000s, for better or for worse. It definitely is of its time and doesn't really.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Age. Not that it's like super problematic. Yeah. Obviously, it has like the damsel in distress thing, which is borderline problematic if you really want to, grasp at straws there. And the ignoring of human trafficking, that's probably the worst part. But that's more a MacGuffin than anything. And then, but visually, it is very 2000s. Like the bad guy has Wall Street. He has like very 2000s hair.
Yeah, tattoos. Everything like that.
The quality of the film was very 2000s, especially in the scuba diving scene, which was so much of a lesser quality than the rest of the film when they were scuba diving. So yeah, it didn't age well technically.
Yeah.
Not so much thematically, but it didn't help that
so many movies came out at this time just like this.
Yeah.
Like there's just so many different, like you could change the word transporter with anything else and it would just be a crazy, stupid action movie just like this.
Yeah. The drive-through.
Yeah. The driver.
Yeah.
Anything. But yeah, this movie, where I will say, obviously, nostalgia glasses are taking over. No matter how I watch this movie as like a reviewer point of view, I fucking love this movie. This is just a brand spanking staple in my life of just how fun the fight scenes were, how charismatic and just like not charismatic but stoic he was, and just like this gorgeous Asian chick Shuki, and how broken her English was in that accent. I'm like, oh, I love it. God damn it. I'm falling in love as a teenage boy who's just all about this shit. Still am a little bit, but not as bad. It's a harder watch now as an adult. We're so spoiled with all, like you said, all the movies we have now and all the action stuff we've got. But I don't know. This regardless, this holds a place in my heart, and just the most over the top random shit that goes on in this.
Yeah,
like him deflecting a rocket with a dish tray. I don't know if you remembered that or not, but that was...
Well, anytime they shot a rocket, it looked super fake. Like you could tell it was just on a zip line or something.
Yeah.
And they erased the zip line in post. But I vaguely remember him deflecting it with a tray.
Yeah. And then just weirdly, a lot of personality came from this movie. Just me being a brash asshole most of the time. The comedic chops didn't come from this movie, but I came. A lot of my personality sadly came from this movie of just being like, I don't fucking want to look at you, and just hoping a female gazes at me and she's like, you just kind of saved me, even though I put myself in this situation, and I'm gonna sleep with you now. I'm like, I want that to happen, but I don't have my British accent. Damn it. Nah, it's just bonkers. Just a bonkers time. Just fun.
Yeah.
But you can't look at it as a masterpiece. That's for sure.
No. I mean, yeah, despite it being a product of its time, I definitely see why there were so many sequels. It is fun. I assume that the other ones probably only improve on the fun. Maybe not. Maybe.
No, I think if it's been, like I said, a while. When did Transporter 3 come out?
One of them came out when I was still working at the movie theater.
Jeez. So 2008. Okay.
Yeah,
Not
I was
bad.
still working at the theater then.
I remember that one not being like the first two. Obviously, he's a transporter. He loves his BMWs and shit. And obviously, this is a great series to just market cars.
Yeah.
So, he's driving everything. But the third one is way more over the top than the first two. Like, this one's at least somewhat grounded. Now, the second one, I'll be honest, I don't remember most things about it. I remember the fight scenes, but I don't remember most other things, story, plot-wise. Mm-hmm. And then 3 was just different. Like, they kind of explored more of, like, a backstory for him or, like, more of a character and sympathy. But these are people that didn't pop up in the first 2 movies at all. And he mentions nothing about them. And you're like, why do we care about these people?
Yeah.
So, as far as fun and fighting, yes. They are probably either improved a little bit, but I'd have to rewatch them to say actually yes or no.
Yeah, I feel like the action sequences would, but maybe not the story or the situations in which the action takes place.
Yeah. This one and the second one were my favorites, but like I just said, I don't remember the second one that much, so this one's almost everybody's favorite as far as the series goes.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And then there's the one with Ed Skrein, which I never even watched, to be honest.
The Refueled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that came out when I was working at the theater too.
Same.
Because I worked at the theater for a very long time.
A very long time.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, this was fine. Mm-hmm. I kind of wanted more from it, but I didn't hate it. Just very meh for me. But I see why a 13-year-old Glen would love this.
Yo, absolutely.
Yeah. But that's really all I got to say.
I think for the most part, me too. This is one of those movies you kind of just gotta sit down and watch. It's not really an easy movie to just review and pick apart and all that. Not really
definitely.
pick apart, but dissect, I should say.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we should just get to the judgment. That does it for our review.
Funk yeah.
As always, we need to pick a unanimous decision or make a unanimous decision whether or not it goes on the KFR shelf with the likes of Apostle and Handmaiden. Okay. Glenn, number
3.
between 3. Okay. Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first. I don't care.
Okay. So, Glenn, does this go on the KFR shelf with the likes of Apostle and Handmaiden?
Hold on, let me put my nostalgia goggles on real quick. All right, yes. Fuck yeah. This absolutely, dear God, I'm a 13-year-old Glenn again. Dear Lord. Bonkers McJoy. This is crazy. Personally, I would, but I understand that you're already going to say no, so I just wanted to say that already. So,
Am I that predictable?
no, yeah, a little bit. But listen.
Well, you know what? I say that it absolutely does not go on the KFR shelf. It was fine. It was fun.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of better action movies like it that I would put on before this, but I didn't hate it. Mm-hmm. I understand why it is loved and why there are technically 3 sequels, I guess. Well, 2 sequels and 1 reboot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's good enough to go on the shelf, personally speaking.
And that's okay. Difference in opinions is okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So, the Transporter does not go on the KFR shelf with the likes of Apostle and Handmaiden. That brings us to our assignment for next week. It is my week, of course. And as always, well, not as always, as the past 2 times, I have compiled a list of movies that I want to discuss at some point in this.
9.
And no, I didn't ask you yet.
Oh.
I just want you to know there are 2 movies in this that you could consider landmines.
Oh.
Where they're more than likely going to be horrible.
Okay.
So, pick a number between 1 and 27.
Okay. Ooh. 19.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I also did a random number generator, so
Okay.
I'm going to start counting from the number that came up on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. So we are going to watch a movie called... Hold on. That doesn't seem right.
That doesn't seem right. Is that the name of the movie?
No, it's
That's
not
a
the
long
name
title.
of the movie. Okay, so we're going to watch a movie called Treasure Planet.
Oh my fucking God. I was just talking about this the other day.
Oh, so I have never seen this movie before.
I haven't either.
Yeah, and I hear it's great. It obviously bombed. Well, not obviously. A lot of people...
There's a conspiracy theory behind it well, not really. I think it's been proven that it's been in fucking limbo because Disney didn't want to put it out.
Oh.
It's super messed up.
Well, I mean, it was released, but they probably just didn't want to market it. But I hear it's great.
We'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, I hear it's great, and it just kind of didn't get a fair shake. But Treasure Planet, that's going to be on Disney+. In this science fiction rendering of the classic novel Treasure Island, Jim Hawkins, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, is a rebellious teen seen by the world as an aimless slacker. After he receives a map from a dying pirate, he embarks on an odyssey across the universe to find the legendary Treasure Planet. Treasure Island is a great story. The Muppet Treasure Island is the best iteration of that. It is directed by Ron Clements and John Musker. Written by Ron Clements and John Musker, based on the novel Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. Voiced by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Emma Thompson, Martin Short, Roscoe Lee Brown, Corey Burton, Dane A. Davis, Tony J., and plenty of others. Let's see, David Hyde Pierce is in there, Laurie Metcalf, Michael Wincott, who is in Nope.
Yeah,
I enjoy that. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I picked this. Well, I put this on the list because of I hear it's great, and it just kind of bombed financially speaking.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is gonna be on Disney Plus. Yeah.
I hate the way you set that up, but yes, it is on Disney Plus.
Sorry, I'm just like I'm kind of sick right now, so I'm like struggling to breathe and talk at the same time.
So this movie's also been in my limbo for a while as a movie that I've been wanting to see but never got around to. I'd watched Atlantis, but it was also in that same limbo for the longest time.
Yeah.
Not that they really have that much to do with each other besides being Disney movies. But yeah, I finally am excited to get around to this movie.
Yeah.
And talk about all the bullshit that happened.
Yeah, all the bullshit, which I'm going to let you talk about because I don't know much about the bullshit. But yeah, Treasure Planet is our assignment for next week. Thank you, everyone, for listening. As always, you can check out our website at www.keystonefilmreview.com. On Instagram, we're Keystone_film_review. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Keystone Film Review. And on Letterboxd, I am Mike, KFR.
And I am Glen, KFR.
And that will do it until next week when we go space pirating.
Oh.
In space. With pirates.
What do you think they say? It's got to be like an elongated R. Maybe like a R. R.
You know I can't do that, you bastard.
Go ahead, give it a try.
I think they go G. I'm sorry. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.